Hey, this is Johnny C. McGinley. You're listening to It's Eric Nagel.
I'm no Superman.
Segment 2 of the show. Eric and Jordan here with you, talking about television, movies, streaming updates, all the news that is fit to print. And of course, when we start all this off, we talk about things that we are watching, we are playing, we are consuming. And Jordan, you get to kick it off. What have you been doing?
Well, since I was sick last weekend, I got to binge watch the entirety of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the Game of Thrones third spinoff. It's a prequel to all of it. I enjoyed every bit of it.
I skipped.
Yeah, I haven't watched House of the Dragon, which now I'm kind of wanting to go back and watch.
Yes, House of the Dragon. You're right.
So this was good. This was like actually really, really enjoyable, and it kind of makes me sad that it's only 6 episodes. Like it's very short. Like they just quick
reviewed
episodes.
Very well. And from places that you think would be shitting all over this, they're enjoying it. They said it's pretty dead on to whatever story lore that exists for that.
Right.
There's a couple of things I think here and there, but it's kind of like the Harry Potter books. Like there's some things that are missing that people wanted in there, but
visually you have to change a few things, and so it makes sense a little bit. Or when you're telling a visual story, you have to change some of the pacing. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I was actually very surprised by that. Like I said, I skipped House of the Dragon, which now I think I want to go back and watch because I think the 3rd season's coming up. I really liked Game of Thrones. Like I had no problem with Game of Thrones up until that last season. And it sucks that they couldn't stick the landing on that, but for me, I feel they ran out of actual like stuff from George R.R. Martin. So now it's like, well, you can't, we got to make up our own story, and then they sucked at it. So that was a bummer. But this series was actually really good. There's a moment in like episode 4, like right at the end, it has you like just punch in the air. It was like, that's awesome. Music starts swelling up. You're like really excited. Episode 5 fucks you up mentally. You're like, what the hell? And then it's just like, they actually did a really good story. It was fun. So I'm excited to see what else happens. They're filming the 2nd season, so we're getting another season, which is good. They're in the middle of filming it, and it's going to release next year. So we're not going to sit here and wait, years and years and years before the next season, like sometimes they do. We're going to get something in 2027, which, we're going right into March already. So it's going to be here before you know it. So that'll be good. I did watch a new show with that's been produced by Tina Fey called The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins.
I saw, it might have been something online, like one of those quick ads between the stories on Instagram. I don't know what it is, but I know Tina Fey had something new out.
So he plays a ex-football player that got into like a betting scandal and was drummed out of the NFL. And then this is like him trying to...
Oh, this is the Tracy Morgan show.
Tracy Morgan, where he's trying to...
Harry Potter.
Yeah, revamp his image, so he hires a director to film like a documentary.
I do want to see
this. It's funny. There are moments where I feel like they're leaning too hard into the documentary side of things because Daniel Radcliffe every 3 seconds is looking at the camera like Jim from The Office.
Right.
And I'm like, look, you got to tone that back a little bit. You can't just mug for the camera every time. But actually, so far, it's not bad.
Very creative way, a very creative tool of doing sitcoms without the audience and the laugh track anymore. But now it's just like, oh, really? They're doing that too. It's as bad as the fake reality shows that are out there that are staging everything and putting it out. Yeah. Now it's like, it doesn't have the same appeal like the original Office did, and it did translate to the American Office, and even what was the other one that's on
Parks and
Recreation,
which I've been rewatching. It worked great for that.
Even for Modern Family, they didn't do it as much. Like there was little confessional things where they would talk about a situation.
Yeah.
But while stuff's going on, they're not looking at the camera like they would do in all of this. It's overplayed now. They got to come up with a different format.
And it's fine to do that in moderation. But like I said, if you watch this first episode, every time Tracy Morgan says something that's, funny or weird or something, Daniel Radcliffe looks back at the cameraman like, okay, are we really doing this? And it's like, at some point you're doing it too much. Like you got to tone it back a little bit. I enjoyed the first episode that I watched. I'm going to stick with it. I do like the comedy that they're doing. I think Daniel Radcliffe is kind of one of those underrated guys where it's like, everyone's always like what you just said, it's Harry Potter. He's never going to live that down, but I think he's done a lot of projects that have shied away from that particular character enough where I feel like he's a pretty decent actor in his own right away from that particular world. I mean, he did the Weird Al fake documentary, right? Like you wouldn't think of him.
That was very good.
It was fantastic in that. So I like this show so far. I'm going to stick with it. I don't know how long it's going to be, but so far so good. And then today, because I didn't watch it live yesterday, I watched the first 2 episodes of the Scrubs reboot. And I got to say, somehow they were able to recapture the same feeling I had when I watched Scrubs when it first aired. I was pleasantly surprised by it. Obviously, they've had to lean into they're older. They talk about it. They've leaned into it. Storylines, have advanced. They've ignored season 9, where they tore down Sacred Heart, built a learning hospital, and it was some dumbass season. They got rid of that. It comes back after season 8, and so far so good. Like I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Like they didn't shy away from a lot of stuff. They did a lot of callbacks, but they also
Is John C. McGinley back in it?
He was in the first episode. I don't know what his role past that is going to be. If you watch it, you'll know why.
Is he the new guy running the hospital from the older guy being gone?
He was, and then something changes, and that's why I didn't see him. He wasn't in the second episode, so I don't know further past that if he's going to be a part of it. The Todd was in it. He had a fucking hilarious start to see episode 2.
Yeah,
really made me laugh. Hooch is in it. Hooch be crazy. He's in it. Like
I don't know. Remember Hooch?
He was the black guy that like they kept messing with, and like he was just crazy. Okay. Like he was always got the thing, but yeah. So far
he doesn't like JD, but JD kept going. Hooch be crazy, right?
Hooch is crazy. Yeah. So
I want to see the guy from Men at Work following him around the hospital again.
I can get to sleep.
Just classic hits on the guitar.
He's actually touring right now. I almost got tickets down to go see him in Tucson because he's doing that.
Yeah, we had him on Colin Hay. We had him on Opie's Afternoon Disaster. Yeah. And he was great. He played in studio. He was very cool. I was like, holy shit. And I don't think this was on air, but I was like, you don't know. And I'm like, how old do you think I am? And how old do you not think you are? Right? Yeah, Men at Work. What else do you know? I'm like, and I talked about the Scrubs episode. Yeah. And just goes, no one knows about. I'm like, no, everybody knows about
I was obsessed with that song because of that episode for the longest time.
Sleep,
think about the inspiration. I can probably do it with that voice right now. But yeah, like it was just I think it was like this first episode of season 2. And he was just doing that the entire episode. It was fantastic. But the second this revival is got promise. I like the first 2 episodes. I'm excited about it. I'm glad they did it. Like they did it right. Like they waited enough time. They've capitalized on Zach Braff and Donald Faison being more in the limelight with their podcasts and doing all those T-Mobile commercials. That I think this was just good timing. Bill Russell has been doing a lot of good television since then, so I think he's really kind of like honed his craft as a director and a showrunner. So I think it's going to be good. As far as playing games, like I said, I streamed the first Uncharted game back on the PlayStation 3. I'm almost done with part 2. I'm going to go into 3 and then 4. And then I'm going to do the Backrooms style game. Goo? I'm going to Goo, a boy named Goo.
Ew.
That's
what you said.
I'm gonna stream Exit 8. I think is after I do the Uncharted games. So we'll do that.
Here's the thing. It's a short game.
It's fun.
It can take a while for you to figure it out. It's a short game. But it's definitely worth at least playing because it started off as a demo game or whatever. Yeah. I forgot what the term is called when those short games they just put them out by independent developers just to.
It's like an indie game.
So yeah, but it's not fully fleshed out yet. I'm amazed that little concept was enough to bring in people to the table to make a movie out of the thing.
Right. Yeah.
I have the trailer for that. Do you want to see that?
Yeah, let's check that out. Wicked Jester saying, after the Uncharted series, you should do The Last of Us. That is possible. I have all those as well. I think what I'm going to do as far as like streaming content is like for video games and stuff like that. I'm not going to stream as much like when I play like Overwatch or things like that, because no one wants to watch me doing all that shit. But I think I'll do more story-based stuff.
Watch you doing this shit.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't blame you guys. But I was having really bad stick drift with my PlayStation, so I just ordered a new controller. Should be here tomorrow. But that's what I've been playing. And then I just started listening to a new album by a band that I like, that Giddles likes. We're both going to see them in concert. In
Mighty Boss Tones.
Right. You've never heard of them. No, it's a band called Carpenter Brute. It's a French kind of like electro kind of band. They got a new album out that just dropped today called Leather Temple. Giddles has already listened to it. I've already listened to it. It's good. It's not great. It's the last one that came out, I think in 2018, was much, much better. But this new one it's serviceable. It's good. I'm going to go see them with Health, I think in April. And so is Giddles. So it's going to be awesome.
Here's my new co-host.
Hi.
Once over with Kaylee, go support her Patreon and her YouTube and all her fine stuff. She's with you. She's all about Carpenter Brute. So
Carpenter Brute, Gunship, both super good.
She loves the mix of the Gunship songs.
Gunship's awesome. I think they just put out a new song the other day too. Now that I think about it. But yeah, Giddles is going, I think, in Brooklyn to go see them live, I think in April. And I'm going out here in Phoenix, probably within the same week. So
James Vick in the chat is saying you should check out Wolf Alice.
Wolf Alice.
I don't know them. You're going into weird territory for me. It's fun. You're going into this weird resurgence of kind of almost like industrial is resurging in a new way.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. Like it's think about like, industrial, but like it's a soundtrack at the same time. Like this new album, like from start to finish feels like it's a soundtrack to a movie that hasn't been made yet. It's really, really cool.
People are in chat are also with you with Carpenter Brute here, saying awesome. It slaps.
It does, in fact, slap.
We're going such weird directions with our music. You're going into that, and I'm falling further into K-pop. I
was listening to some K-pop on the way home.
I have yet another band that I've found that I'm enjoying. It's a group called Twice.
Oh, they're on the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack.
Correct.
Yes, they actually are coming out here, or they've just been out here.
Which again, I'm guaranteeing is going to win Oscars. When are the Oscars? It seems like they're starting late this year.
Should be March, so it should be within the next couple weeks.
Okay, it's going to win everything.
Yes, that's what I've been listening to. Leather Temple by Carpenter Brute's new album.
Leather Tuscadero. Your sister Pinky Tuscadero. Okay. You were talking about that you're going to start Exit 8, which is a mini psychological anomaly kind of game. I mean, it's horror has so many subgenres now. It's not just like horror where it used to be like a terror or the slasher kind of thing. Back then you could kind of pigeonhole them into two understandable categories. There's so many different subdivisions for the horror genre that it's good because it's coming up with weirder and more amazing stuff.
If you say his name 3 times, he comments in the chat.
Joe Hendry?
No, subdivisions.
Oh, I thought you had it ready.
Oh God, well, that would be great.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
They need to market a Joe Hendry game. You remember when Burger King was doing those old Xbox 360 games?
Yeah.
And they had one where Brooke Burke and him were like riding mini bikes. They had one called Sneak King where you were the king. You had to sneak up on people to give them a burger.
Yeah.
You need to make a Joe Hendry one where it's like you hear the song and then he just comes out.
You had the poster. Remember you made the horror poster of us with Joe Hendry.
That's true. Yeah.
Because it was like he was standing there and he's holding the knife and everything. It's like, say his name and he appears. It's perfect for a horror thing.
Perfect.
Anyway, you were talking about Exit 8.
Yes, Exit 8.
And you're going to look to play that. It got optioned for a movie and it's made.
Yeah, it's made. Japanese director and got a trailer.
So if you're not familiar with the game, it's a guy who goes into a subway station in Japan, I believe, and he's trying to walk through, and he realizes he can't find his way out because he walks one way and then the hallway repeats itself. So he turns around, goes the other way, and he goes back and it repeats, and he can't figure out. He starts to piece together that there's anomalies. So if shit looks weird on the next, you make the turn and go back into this repeating hallway. Hey, the lighting is a different color. That poster is different. That person walking down the hallway is different. So you turn around and go back until everything looks the same. You got to do it, I think, 8 times before you can go out, exit 8, and leave the subway station alive. So they turned it into a movie. Let's check out the trailer here.
Oh, I gotta read.
By the way, this looks exactly like the game.
I was gonna say I saw screenshots from when I downloaded the game, and it looked exactly like this.
Yeah, it's dead on. Imagine part of this like this, but it's also the cube. Like if you go down the wrong hallway, spikes come out. A flies.
Oh no,
down
he's in the
hallway.
red hallway.
Yeah, cuts you in half.
All those little squares shoot like wires through. It pops them up.
You guys.
Oh, great Japanese creepy food. Well, this is fun.
Happy music go along with it.
I'd watch that.
Right?
It's gonna be that little kid. What the fuck was that? A hairless mole or something?
Hold on, let's see what that was.
Oh, it was rats with like eyeballs on their backs.
It looks like Krang from the Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Right? That's so.
I want to see it. That
looks cool.
That's getting a major theater release, or if it's going to be like art house, independent kind of theaters.
Right.
But if it was in like the AMC or Cinemark or something, I would go to the theater to see that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Fantastic. Well, since we're talking about this, and then I'll get into. Did you finish everything that you watched and all that?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
I did.
Well, I'll piggyback that with another game that I was very fond of, the franchise, the Backrooms.
Yes.
Now, the history of the Backrooms, it started out as one of those little mini games on Roblox and became its own big thing. It separated from Roblox, and then it spawned a whole bunch of copycat stuff. Like the game became its own independent version. And there's also another version called Escape the Backrooms, where it's a co-op where you have 4 of you that are trying to get out of there. But then online, it became such a cultural phenomenon through Reddit and I guess 4chan and things like that, where, you know, there was all these new rules and new rooms would surface. And there's countless videos involving a room that looks like it's the party room at a Chuck E. Cheese or some kind of kids outlet. And there's giant slides in a wall, and you got to pick a slide, and they can lead to weird, fantastic places or horrific nightmares.
Yeah.
It's just it's one of those properties, those universes that everyone out there can design their own thing for it, and there's no wrong way of doing it. There's no real ending to it. Like the game ends, and then all of a sudden they load up a couple more levels of weird rooms, and that makes sense. And it's just a phenomenon. That got optioned to be a movie as well. Let's take a look at that.
That's what gets me right away is the A24 doing it.
Good or bad?
Okay. I enjoy A24 movies.
Mhm.
They're, well, I mean, most of them are very artsy. Some of them are more like cerebral horror, which I really hate that term. It's just like, oh, it's psychological and you got to think about it. I have good faith that they'll stay pretty good with the story, like the mythos of the Backrooms. So I'm excited about it.
Okay.
I found something.
Okay. What did you find?
Found a place.
Weird.
It's massive in there. It just goes on and on and on. All these rooms. This place built, though. Actually, more like it remembers them. And the more times it remembers something, the less it does.
That's what gets me is that it's this year. And not only this year, like within a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's wild.
So, hey, Looney Tunes critic. Hey, buddy. This is awesome. Yeah. I love the game. I love the concept. I love the videos, the stuff people create involving all of this stuff. The only thing I'm a little befuddled about.
Whoa, language.
Is that within the origin of the game is that the Backrooms exist kind of like the Upside Down, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like an alternate dimension to current reality that you could glitch out of this reality and accidentally fall into the Backrooms, like
right.
that other thing. And then you're kind of trapped and trying to find your way to get out of that to come back to the real dimension. If that's even possible, everything could be a lie. But it's just something happened. Like you could be walking down the street in a crowded city and there's too many people and you go to turn and somebody shoves you into the wall the right way. And all of a sudden, boom, you're now glitched through the matrix here and you're in the Backrooms. And then you got to figure out life in this weird, smelly alternate dimension.
Right.
This is saying that it's in the basement. There's a door in the basement of a funeral home. Or something along those lines where they open the door and that brings you to the Backrooms. So I don't know why they skipped one of the cooler aspects of it to accidentally glitch out of reality into there. Kind of like the Cube where they woke up and had no idea how they got there. You know, something could happen like that. Maybe you're walking and you get hit by a car and instead of dying, it hit you with enough impact that you went to that invisible wall and glitched into that dimension.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So
I mean, that would be cool.
I don't know why they did it this way, but I've
got a couple big
curious.
names attached to it too. They've got Chiwetel Ejiofor and then Mark Duplass is both in it. I love Mark Duplass. Do you ever see Creep?
Mm-hmm. Mark Duplass. I had him on our show. You know what? I maybe should play his ID. Had him on the show many times. I had him on for obviously the League. Right? Yeah. We had him for the League, but he did a movie that we actually did something with. Hold on. It was him and his brother. They were producing movies together. Yeah,
they do all kinds of stuff together.
It wasn't Creep. It was. Let me see.
Excuse me.
It might have been Table 19.
I don't think I've ever watched that one.
Yeah, we had him on for that. And
he did a movie called Safety Not Guaranteed that I enjoyed. That was back in like 2012.
Yeah, there's that. When Love Skeleton Dope Beginners. Trying to see if there's anything else here that comes up. No. It might have been, I don't know, but he was on a couple of times, him and his brother. Nice guy, very nice guy. I'll go check it out. I like his work. I'll go if you find any other stuff that you want to point me in that direction. I'll definitely go and take a look. As for me, it's stuff I've been watching because the announcement of the new radio show and everything. I had to watch Predator Badlands. And to quote Mr. Horace, no, sir, didn't like it. It's a chick movie disguised as Predator. They took Predator and they're like, well, you know, Predator is a concept. It's mostly, I'm not saying women don't like the original Predator movies and everything, but it was appealing to men. It's an action movie. It's an alien creature movie. It's all that stuff. They took that and just skinned, like they used the skin and put it on top of another movie. Kind of like what they did with Starfleet Academy, where it's like, oh no, it's Star Trek. You're not a real Star Trek fan if you don't love it. This is what Star Trek's always about. Same shit they pulled with Doctor Who, right? It's like, no, if you're not a real Doctor Who fan, that you did all of this stuff. Now, does Predator have a lot of the problems, or Predator Badlands have the problems that Starfleet Academy and Doctor Who have? No, absolutely not. But I see what it is. And the fact that they went with the younger brother who they viewed as the runt of the clan, you could have just made this character like the daughter and would have made a lot more sense in this movie for the way the story and the way everything was pushed through. The father was the problem. The father is the head of the clan. The father is it's almost Klingon-like in a way where, you know, if you're weak, you're bringing down the clan. The tribe is more important than the family.
Yeah,
as far as the Predator stuff goes,
it's about bloodlines. Like, you know, you don't want the weak. You know,
yeah,
thinning out the bloodline. So
it was dumb, and Ellie Fanning was fine, but the writing for her was terrible in some spots where she's quoting Earth when Earth has nothing to do with this, telling him the story about the wolf. Not needed. She's using old adages. You know, you'll catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. And he's like, I'm not looking for flies. That shouldn't translate as anything to do with either culture. I mean, she's a robot that was observing everything. But he shouldn't have any concept of this stuff. Like, there was too much Earth shit they were mixing in that didn't need to be there. They had to put in a cutesy animal with him. So now it's a trio, and this is his new clan. And then at the look, spoilers, 3, 2, 1. At the end, right, takes out his dad. So it's like, oh, the revenge is fulfilled for killing the brother, and you know the brother has been redeemed, avenged, if you will. And then a ship's landing, and they're thinking, "Oh, is this another Predator, or is this other clans, or whatever?" It's my mother, and then it ends, and you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The mom is whatever. It's a chick movie using men's a men's franchise to make it a chick movie, and it was terrible. I didn't like it. There were some cool moments. Obviously, when was she an android, a clone, some kind of sentient being? She's split in half most of the time. So when you're seeing the legs kick things and she's punching,
that's kind of fun.
That wasn't bad. That was kind of fun. But past that point, he's wearing her on his backpack because he thinks she's a tool, like a navigation device, whatever. He's got it on his back, on his arm. You know, it's tied with ropes. It looks like fucking backpack bling from Fortnite, right? Now, if they were smart when this came out, they would have had Predator that you could have put the fucking being on his back and going around and been accurate to the movie. Would have made them probably a decent amount of money within the game. But that's what it looked like. I kept sitting there and goes, all this is Fortnite. He's running around shooting creatures, trying not to get killed with her on the back, which is also ripping off Star Wars, where he's got Yoda in the backpack where he's flipping over and doing like there's a lot of weird Star Wars comparison shit in the movie too. And I thought the fight scene with his brother at the beginning wasn't bad.
That was pretty cool.
They didn't need to be talking as much, but whatever, it was fine.
You didn't like reading the subtitles.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't. I don't mind reading subtitles anymore. I'm past that. If the movie's good, like I learned that really. 2 movies that had a lot of subtitles that really got me off the bias of having to read subtitles. One was the German movie Downfall about Hitler and everything, and in the bunker and all of that.
Yeah.
Subtitles. The other one was that Korean. Yeah, and all the parodies that came into it.
I love the parodies.
Parodies are fantastic.
So
Better than the movie.
Right.
But then the Korean, was it Paranormal? The Korean movie where the weird shit was in the house. They were house sitting.
Parasite.
Thank you. Reading, because that whole thing was in subtitles. I did that and fine. And then the Squid Games came around, Alice in Borderlands. I'm used to it now. It makes me pay attention that it's in subtitles instead of hearing
you should definitely
the terrible English translation.
You should watch The Host. And I've said it before. It's the same director of Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. And it's about like this creature that's in this, like the waters in this area. And it's one of the guys that was in Parasite is in this movie, and he's kind of like a loser. And like his niece or daughter gets taken by this creature. It's a fun monster movie, and it's a Korean movie, and it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely watch The Host. I think it might be even on like a streaming service now. I ended up having to buy it on Blu-ray, but yeah.
I got Korean food actually waiting for me. When we're done with this, I got how do you say it called? Bulgogi?
Yeah, bulgogi. Oh, shoot.
I have bulgogi.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You already, what?
Kroger makes a Korean topped DiGiorno pizza that I'm going to try to get so I can do a review of it like I did with the Thanksgiving one.
Oh, okay. Please do. That sounds great.
I just, you talked about the bulgogi, just reminded me.
I got the bulgogi fried rice. And
sounds good.
Yeah, it comes with the egg and everything. And then I also got their spicy beef ramen.
That sounds really good.
So I'll be eating good tonight.
Do a ramen show.
We should do a ramen show. Maybe it's coming. I don't know.
The host sucks.
I hate the family in that film. They're actively stupid. I rooted for the monster the whole time.
Oh no, yeah, that's definitely one of those. Like, I want to see more of the monster, and I want him to just fuck some shit up. Like, it's just one of those types.
I'll tell you a movie that people loved and I didn't like. Well, because I thought she was dumb and I was rooting for whatever the monster was the whole time until the reveal. What's the movie where it's really there's a fucking another head in the back of her head?
Malignant, and it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I hate that people defend it so much. It's terrible. It's bad writing. The acting.
I was constantly waiting for the creature or whatever to take it out, and then in the reveal at the end, I go, "Well, I guess I hate both of them."
There was one really good scene in the jail cell when she's locked up with all the other people. And that was really cool. And it was right in there with like the police station. But other than that, I hated Malignant.
Okay.
Oh,
you're not getting any arguments for me. I'm not disagreeing with you. But yeah, I watched Predator's Badland, and then I went through my usual YouTube wormhole of watching weird K-pop stuff, Dabbleverse stuff. Those videos. I got to bring a couple of these to the show. Well, we did it with the whale, so you saw it already.
Yeah.
Where they replace things in the known universe with something else and show you the models and the effects of what they do.
I love those. Those are cool.
Like if you replace the sun with a bigger star that's near us and put that in the center, and
you made the ocean Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, and then they also make the videos. It's like where are the deadliest places in the world? You know, or why Greenland is actually not bigger than Africa, you know, according to this map. And it's like those weird little quick videos I fall down on those wormholes all the time.
The weird internet rabbit hole that I fell down to, that my brother turned me on to, and we send them back and forth when we come across them. Have you seen these? And I'll send you a couple where they're taking the scene from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, where the main character is walking out of the school and he's supposed to see Han standing next to his like really good souped up supercar. Okay. But what they've been doing is doing the music and you see him walk out, but they're replacing Han and the car with something else, or like Han standing next to like a DeLorean, or Han standing next to like a food cart, or Han standing there. They're hilarious. And then they started replacing the main character. So you see like someone walking out, like it was Ruby Rod from Fifth Element walking out, and you see Corbin Dallas standing next to his cab, or like they're doing like Ridley walks out and it's the alien standing next to something. But it's still within Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Some of them are hilarious and they make me laugh so hard. I'll send you a couple of them. You might actually find them very funny.
Please do. I would love to see it.
It's such a dumb bit, but I love it.
Moving on to what is out now in theaters, Scream 7.
Yep.
Which, I think I'm going to have to go back because I haven't seen 4 through 6.
Really?
And at this point, it's been so long since I've seen 1, 2, and 3. Look, it's the 30th anniversary of Scream. The first one came out in 1996. So I may just go back to the beginning and plow through all of them. And by the time I get through all of them, probably 7 will be out of the theaters and on demand.
I gotta say, oddly, the first one oddly holds up. I had my daughter watch it with me a couple months back around like Halloween, and like surprisingly, it's still a pretty decent, story. It doesn't feel too dated.
I will say the trailer was a bit disappointing for 7 because even though they were showing Ghostface back and he's talking in this trailer, he doesn't say Sydney. He's like, didn't expect me, and you want to hear him because that was the thing, the appeal in the first one.
Yeah,
the trailer was he kept going, whatever.
Hello, Sydney.
It's just the way Sydney all the time,
like your whore of a mother, and he just keeps yelling. It's like, holy shit, just calm down, dude.
Right, when you'd see him, like he'd get kicked, like she'd kick him or hit him with something, and he'd go like this. And then
that's
like,
what
and he'd run. And
what I definitely liked about Scream is that they made the killer kind of an idiot.
Yep.
And when you find out who did it and like who was involved, it made sense that like you're not some supernatural being. You can't be in 3 places at once. You're just an idiot. And when you get kicked, you react to it. And it was always one of those really good things where like when a horror movie translates that kind of non-supernatural element to a killer, it's kind of neat. So.
I mean, the first one had towards the end was great where he's like, my mom's going to be so mad at me.
And he's like, did you really call to call the cops? Oh, my mom's going to be so mad.
That is so
my daughter laughed so hard at that. It was, it holds up. It's so funny.
Yeah. It's such a great line. But for 7 now I'm thinking that because for some reason they're worked away. I thought he was dead, but they worked Stu back, Matthew Lillard's character. Yeah. If they at the end, they pull the hood, and he's his Shaggy character, right? Kind of like how Scooby-Doo used to pull the hood and they'd go, oh man, Winter. And he's like, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you damn kids.
You meddling kids.
And they do a Scooby-Doo ending, like serious though, for as much as you could. Not funny, like a tongue-in-cheek thing, but they try to play it off as serious. Would have got away with it if it wasn't for you damn kids, like that. And you're like, holy shit, Scooby-Doo ending. I think that would be kind of cool if they put him in there for that.
Did you see a video? So I got to meet Matthew Lillard. He's super nice. And like he was always like, he was talking to all the kids in line and doing the Shaggy voice. He's like genuinely a nice dude.
He is very nice.
But I think about a month back, maybe like right after the new year, someone was trying to break into his house. Have you seen the footage of this?
No.
He chased the guy that was trying to break into his house or his car off in the dead of winter in his underwear. He was running after the dude barefoot in his underwear after the guy. You could hear him yelling on his ring cam. It's hilarious. And I'm like, this dude could do no wrong in my eyes. Like it's the funniest thing in the world. But yeah, he was chasing off a dude, like just in the boxers or tidy whities, barefoot, and you could see snow on the ground. Like it's hilarious. And this was recent, like within the last like month or 2.
Yeah, I think I just found it. Hold on, I'm going to bring that up.
Woodpit saying SLC Punk, pretty good movie. No, it was a great movie.
Great movie. I didn't sell out, son. I bought in.
Best he loved. You know what's funny? When we met him and talked to him, he stopped the line behind us and talked to us for like 15 minutes about Summer Catch. And he goes, it was one of the greatest movies I got to film because I just got to hang out with my friends and play baseball all summer. And I'm like, fantastic. Oh yeah, this is the one. Look at this. Look, this guy falls down, and then look, he's just running after the dude.
What's up, motherfucker? You're getting it.
It's fucking great.
Now, what's great is that the guy with the boots and the gloves and the somewhat snow gear is the one that slipped and fell. He's doing, the bro dog kind of run in his boxer shorts, bare feet, ran through all of that, didn't slip once. No,
he was the most sure-footed thing in the world. And that he chased this dude. I don't know what happened. I got to look it up, but I don't know if he caught the guy or whatever, but come on, motherfucker, what's up? And he's running around in like little blue underwear in the middle of winter. Oh, fucking made me laugh so hard.
Good on him.
I know, right?
Good on him.
Oh, so good.
All right. So, that's what's out in theater. Oh, also that epic Elvis Presley in concert movie. I saw the trailer. I'm not 100% sure what this really is, but I do want to see it.
So it's like a documentary, basically bringing in like old, restored, never before seen footage from Elvis Presley's 1970 Vegas residency. So Baz Luhrmann, who did the Elvis movie, right, found all this footage and did a little documentary about him in the 70s. So it sounds interesting. I've never been the biggest Elvis fan, but I like history enough to want to look at some of this archival footage and see, at him and it is like his later years doing that residency. Right. Old jumpsuits, all overweight. So could be good.
All right. So that's you got Scream 7 and epic Elvis Presley in concert. Over on Netflix, Famous Last Words, Eric Dane.
Have you heard about what they're doing with this kind of stuff?
No, I have not. What is this?
So they find people, celebrities, things like that know are dying or, probably aren't long for this world. And they do an interview with them. And it's going to be like the last thing they ever do. Mm-hmm. And after they die, that's when they release it. So he must have filmed this a while ago. He was still pretty messed up with his ALS. Right. But he filmed all this stuff, answered a bunch of questions, did a last words to his daughters type of bit. And then after they passed, they released it. So yeah, it's kind of like a posthumous.
I gotta say, the fact that they had this, and I mean, not to sound insensitive and inhuman about it, but the timing is impeccable. That they had completed this and he happened to pass away. So this makes sense to release it now. Most people don't have something like that in the works, in the can, sitting on a shelf, ready to release for when.
That's the whole premise of the show. That's the whole point. You get these actors or whatever that sign on to do this and they'll hold on to that footage until the moment that happens. So this just happened to be, pretty recent. I don't know if they've done any others or if they've announced any others, but I mean, I think the idea of it is kind of interesting, right? Because then now I'm who else they've filmed and talked to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, could you imagine, all of a sudden the last interview with Robert Duvall came out and he knows he was going to be dying soon. It's just crazy that you're weighing in on your mortality and your life's work. This is going to be your last thing put out.
He didn't expect to die. He knew he was sick, but he wasn't expecting to die. So close to when that thing came out. So I mean, that's the times we're living in now. We have the technology. It's easily accessible. It's cost effective for everybody. I mean, even just your phone, you could be sitting there and just documenting your thoughts and whatever for the last couple months while you're going through any kind of like a chemotherapy or dialysis or something like that on your own. You're just kind of waiting for the inevitable to come and you're just documenting your thoughts, your life, whatever. And then they could just take and go, holy shit, we have all this footage. Yeah, it was easy to do. It's not like you need a whole film crew to do all this. I'm trying to figure out a better way to say this, but it's for us reviewing this material. It's nice. It's nice isn't the right word, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's interesting that we have the ability to do this when certain people pass away, that there's footage ready to be used in this kind of thing in a respectful way too. It's not like I sold the tapes to TMZ or something like that, or I just put it up on my social media for clicks. It's like, hey, we're doing a documentary. We had to change the ending. He passed away. He recorded a bunch of stuff with his family before then. The family signed off and then we put it in there. And, now that's the new ending for all of this stuff.
Now,
that's the time we live in now.
Now, devil's advocate, what if they've created a show where they do these things and those producers intentionally go and kill the actor later so they can release the footage early? Mm-hmm. That would be kind of interesting.
Well, that could be Scream 8. They kill they find Matthew Lillard's. You know how Kevin Smith will have the character and the real person in the same movie? They do that.
Yeah.
They do that and they have it in there. So anyway, on Netflix, Famous Last Words, Eric Dane. Over on HBO Max, Dead of Winter.
It's a Emma Thompson movie where she's lost in a blizzard. She makes a stop at an isolated cabin and she ends up coming across like a hostage situation and a family. So it's like a little tense.
Imagine it's like
movie.
Misery meets Cabin in the Woods.
That'd be great.
All these people really chained to beds, broken legs, and then you find out there's a whole scientific laboratory below the cabin. It's like, that's not even the biggest problem. What's down there? No. We're not going to talk about 18 people strapped to beds with their legs broken.
No, I want to know.
We'll get to that. But there's more pressing things right now that we got to investigate, like where this elevator goes to in this cabin in the middle of nowhere. Then we'll come back and check the rest of the people that are stuck there with their legs broken and what have you.
I gotta rewatch Cabin in the Woods. That's so funny.
It's every now and then I'll revisit it. That scene where he has the motorbike and he's trying to jump.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, and hits the invisible force field, and then like almost almost like when a bug hits the zap light, and then comes falling down into the abyss. Not meant to be funny, or maybe it is. I don't know. It is. But I saw it in the theater and I laughed at that point. And
you're supposed to laugh, and then that's when you realize, like, oh, it's that kind of movie. Like, there's something else. Like, that's kind of cool. I always like that.
All right. Over on Disney Plus and Hulu, Scrubs, which I'll go and check out. I haven't watched the new one there. Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Yeah, it's a Argentinian war movie.
Is this a remake or is this the original?
I think it's a remake. I think it's a.
Because I remember the original one. I didn't watch it, but I remember of it.
Yeah, I think this one's a musical. Jennifer Lopez is in it. Diego Luna, who everyone saw in Andor, he's in this. So
right.
I'll probably watch it.
By the way, rather see Diego Luna in more things than Pedro Pascal now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you see the footage of Pedro Pascal doing grab ass with his
some dude,
his man friend?
Who cares?
I know who cares, but it's also.
I think the rumor's been out there that he's been gay for years.
And it's been a rumor. Everybody, it was one of those things everyone knew, just didn't say anything. It's like, well, it's like, I mean, not our business, but everyone knows.
Yeah,
knows how terrible it was. But yeah, it's just, it's very off-putting because I saw the stuff on TMZ, and it's like he's leaning like this and kissing the guy's shoulder. Okay, whatever. The second shot that they showed, where the guy has his hand in the shorts and like squeezing his ass. It's creepy enough when a guy's doing it to a girl on a boardwalk or whatever. But when you see the two dudes do it and they're walking through like the sidewalk in a affluent neighborhood, you're like, ew, I really don't need to see that.
I'm against public displays of affection of any kind. So, I don't care about the gay or not. But
I'm willing to get signatures to pass that bill into law. It's like, stop kissing your loved ones out in public.
Yeah, please don't hang out with your kids. Don't kiss grandma. No.
Paradise season 2 over on Disney Plus and Hulu. Over on Apple TV, this I'm excited for. Monarch season 2. 3 years too late, but look, I guess it's better than.
Have you seen the commercials that they've been running for this? With the big monster, the big bad that they have to get Godzilla and Kong to help with.
I saw some teasers online or little social media ads for it, but I don't know if they were tentacles or whatever it was.
I can care less about the monster. I mean, I care about the monster. What I hate is that they left the first season up in the air on whether or not Kurt Russell lives or dies. And this whole second trailer or whatever.
He's left back in like Middle Earth or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. He's hanging out with the hobbits. And for some reason.
What is it called?
I forget. It's like that Middle
Earth is perfect enough.
It's just middle of the earth. But you didn't know if he lived or died, and he's like the main focus of the entire trailer of it. I'm like, well, I guess you're just going to spoil whether he lives or dies. He lives. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to write the story. I'm still excited because we've already moved past the bullshit of the brother and sister dealing with shit. Because I remember you and I, when we first started watching it, the first couple episodes were really hard to get into because they focused so much on the dynamic of the brother and the sister who didn't know about each other, trying to figure out if dad was a fucking philanderer or not.
Yeah,
and it was so
search his office. We're looking for like clues using a black light or something.
Yeah.
Is it hidden behind the cork board? Like, who gave a fuck? We're not.
That was
it's
hard.
Not a detective show.
So then the second they got Kurt Russell in, they started doing a lot of the flashbacks. Then it ramped up, and it was fucking amazing.
I will say, at least during that time, we had to suffer through the brother, sister, father thing.
Yeah.
A couple of things were actually very cool. One, the Godzilla alarm, where everyone had to rush into crowded subways.
Yeah, they worked in the fact that this was just their life now.
Yeah, it was essentially the old duck and cover drill.
Mm-hmm.
When they still had that in the 80s, to hide under your desk when the horn goes off for nuclear fallout. It's exactly the same thing. Yeah. Everyone had to go into these bunkers, subways, what have you. That was kind of cool. Two, the scene in I believe was it San Francisco where Godzilla walks through the bridge.
Yeah, so that was like it was telling the daughter's version of what happened during the first Monsterverse movie. So it was like a retelling of that, but from her perspective,
a different angle.
And it was just such a cool way of introducing her into the story and being connected from the very beginning.
Yes, that's right. Because I said during that time, I wish this is what they did with Cloverfield. Same movie, same scenarios. There's a scene where T.J. Miller's, he's running on the Brooklyn Bridge, I think, with the camcorder. I think so. Yeah. And he runs into another guy that had a camcorder. And like, oh, whatever. And then it was like,
I want to see the other guys.
And the guy runs away. Yeah, seeing it from a different perspective, a different part of the city. Maybe being in Brooklyn or in Jersey City and looking over at the island and you're seeing the monster do all that shit. Like, I would love that. It's the same movie that had parts 1, 2, and 3. Same scenario, same thing. Sometimes a lot of reused footage. That's fine. But then all of a sudden it cuts to other scenes from other people's perspectives as all this shit's going on. They have not done that yet. They should do that.
Like
you could do it with Cloverfield. If you don't want to do it with a big budget thing, fine, I get it. But go and do Cloverfield. I'm sure there's tons of extra footage and stuff they didn't use. JJ would probably release it. It's like it's the same movie, just told from a different point of view of different people while this was going on. I would go see it. Well, you know what happens. But I don't see it from this angle. I don't see it coming up from the East River to snap the Brooklyn Bridge. Like we saw something happen, but there was so much chaos going on. You didn't get a good look. But maybe you're on the Brooklyn side and you see like the head pop up like a kraken and it's hitting it. The scene with the Statue of Liberty, we only knew that it was destroyed because the head went flying and hit near where that party was for the people that we were following. If you happen to be in Jersey, you happen to be on the Staten Island ferry, that thing comes up and swats the statue. That's the shit I'd love to see.
Yeah.
Do all of that.
I just want to see more Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah, me too. Go watch Masters of Sex if you want to see.
I'm aware of Lizzie Kaplan in that.
Over on Amazon Prime, The Bluff. What is that?
I think you would like this one. Priyanka Chopra Jonas stars as Bloody Mary, a once notorious pirate who traded bloodshed for motherhood in the Cayman Islands until her vengeful former captain Carl Urban resurfaces, threatening to torch the quiet life she built. It's a pirate show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about it. Looks cool.
Right.
I like Carl Urban, and
I'm in the market for a good pirate show. I haven't had anything since Our Flag Means Death.
Oh, I'm so bummed that it got canceled. I did
2 seasons, right? It was only 2 and it got canceled.
Yeah, 2 seasons and canceled.
Yeah. And then Invincible season 4, which is their animated superhero show over there. Over on The Cock, The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins. We mentioned that earlier. It's the Tina Fey project involving Tracy Morgan and Daniel Radcliffe. Over on Demand, the Jason Statham movie Shelter is available.
Yeah, if you didn't see it in the theaters last week when it released, it's available at your house this week.
Yes,
it went fast.
I don't care. I love Jason Statham.
I love Statham. I'll watch him all day long.
Just a lot of fun. And whenever he gets to talk, he's such a shithead with such great lines in there. Like that, the Beekeeper movie was good.
Love The Beekeeper.
We've talked about this and we're repeating ourselves with Jason Statham. She Was Here, the Heather O'Rourke story. This is a documentary or this is like a reimagining of the story?
It's a documentary using a lot of like old footage and it was kind of like tracing her rise of being the little girl from Poltergeist, and then like all the shit that ended up happening, and it's kind of
having
like
her insides impacted, depending what you believe of the conspiracy version of why she died or what the medical version of why. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I'll watch that too. I'll give that a watch. And then
Poltergeist is one of the few horror movies that's not really scary that still fucks me up.
I never saw the third one.
That one really fucked me up because it was in a high rise.
Yeah.
And there was a scene in the base in the parking garage where there's a bunch of water on the ground and this guy walks over it and then the ghosts pull him in. And I remember seeing it. It was after my parents had divorced. My dad was still in the picture and I was staying at his apartment. And because he was just a terrible dad, let me watch whatever I wanted. So that's how I got to see RoboCop and I got all these movies. I watched part 3 and out his window was the swimming pool of the complex. And it was dark and it was the only thing lit up. So I saw that scene. I look over and all I see is water. And they always mess me up. Like I've never done well with Poltergeist movies, except when the guy, Craig T. Nelson drinks the tequila with the little worm in there. And then he starts being a bad guy. That was kind of cool.
All right. And then Return to Silent Hill, which, look, I liked the first movie.
One was fun.
The second movie was confusing and weird because it took place mostly at like an amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the first 2 games, even though I really didn't get a chance to play them because they were on PlayStation. I didn't own a PlayStation at the time. But you watch, when YouTube came around, people were recording their gameplay. So you could watch them play and learn the story, what have you. Time to time, if I see it on the front page of Twitch, I'll watch. It's mostly females who play this game, I guess. But Silent Hill F, where it talks like a Japanese girl in I don't know what time period in Japan, but Silent Hill in Japan.
Siren Hill.
I wish we could put that as a title. Siren Hill. It's a beautiful game. Like the artwork is amazing on the thing. I don't fully know the story. I meant to go and look what it was, but I did not do that. No, I'm not going to play we don't need that stuff right now. Okay. So there's all that coming up next week. March 2nd. What's happening? It's not important. March 3rd is the Phasmophobia updates. So they're updating 2 more maps and some other game changes and stuff. And one of them is the most beloved map on the entire game.
Is it a diner?
No, that was the last one. The diner.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, the diner.
Diner's a lot of fun. No, it's a house called Tanglewood, which was like the first house map they ever made.
Gotcha. A
lot of people have a fondness for this thing, and they're updating it. So there's mixed emotions about changing it. It's a fucking game. Get over it. The game's still there. They're just updating it. Apparently, from what I understood, a lot of the stuff in the game was already pre-made fixtures, designs, houses, couches, things like that they licensed.
Interesting.
And over time, they've developed their design skills better. They hired more people, whatever. They're replacing all the stuff that they're licensing with their own creation so that they don't have to pay the licensing for it anymore.
Good idea.
And once they get all that done, the game will be released as full one because it's still early access for 6 years. It's been early access, but then they can finally release the full version 1, which is supposed to come out later this year. So, Tanglewood and this other house, they're redoing everything. The updates they show, it looks very 90s, like very 90s. So I'll show you, or you can look it up online, take a look, and you'll be like, oh my god, that is kind of cool. So yeah, Phasmophobia updates on March 3rd, March 4th. Young Sherlock on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's Guy Ritchie doing a young Sherlock story. So it's like him and Moriarty as like late teens, maybe early 20s.
Right.
Solving mysteries, being arch enemies eventually.
I'll do it.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I like the Millie Bobby Brown spinoff.
Yeah.
Enola Holmes. Those 2 were great. So
they're making a third.
Sherlock Holmes fan. And then Ted.
Season 2.
Is it just called Ted now?
Yeah, it's just Ted season 2. Yeah. There's just nothing changed about it.
No, I thought Ted had a subtitle with it or something. All right. Well, Ted season 2, March 5th on Peacock. Also March 5th, HBO. I saw this online. I don't really know what it is other than it stars Steve Carell apparently having some kind of midlife crisis or whatever. It's called Rooster. It looks interesting. So I'll find out more about that as it comes out next week to tell you about that. One last, no. Oh yes, there was some Saturday. For those of you who follow the WWE, Elimination Chamber. It's the second big pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania. Is this Saturday back in these United States on this planet we call Earth. 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a big deal. It's in Chicago, which is a huge wrestling and MMA city. So you'll get a lot of good crowd reaction with everything going on there. It's on the ESPN Plus, which is $30 a month, but get the VPN and watch Netflix either in Canada or in England, and you'll get it without all the extra fucking roadblocks that they put in for all of that. Jordan, you have some advice for the people out there?
I do. If you want to also get your own show like Eric wants to do constantly.
I have my own show.
Congrats on your new show, by the way. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or looking to grow the one you already have, you need a platform that's simple, reliable, and built for creators. Libsyn is the original home for podcasters. They offer rock-solid hosting, intuitive publishing tools, and IAB-certified analytics so you can finally stop guessing and start growing. Libsyn is an independent platform that puts creators first. Understand your audience and build your show with confidence. Sign up at Libsyn.com, choose the plan that fits your needs, and use promo code It's Eric Nagel, all in one word, at checkout to get your first month free.
Thank you very much, Jordan. Looney Tunes critic saying there should be a DC movie where several different versions of Batman swap costumes and live each other's lives. It could be called Identity Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That would be fantastic.
I'd like to see how it plays out in the comics first before they, but look, there's very few things I trust DC with at all. Their animated movies have always been pretty damn good. So if it came out as a special, I would give it a watch. I'd like to see it work itself out in the comics, but if they can't, then yes, definitely I will definitely look at all of that. Did we have more super
Don't
chat?
tell us what to do.
Oh, we did. All right. I didn't see that there. Looney Tunes critic, $5. Speaking of reusing, altering footage, did either of you have an opinion about The Wizard of Oz being remixed in Vegas at the Sphere? For that kind of setting, no. Look, everything I've seen coming out of the Sphere seems to be pretty damn good. So whatever they got to do to fit it, if they're making it more interactive / musical for all that stuff in that setting, great. If you're watching that in a regular movie theater, it's probably terrible.
It's more of, and I think what he's alluding to is that they had to cut some of the movie, so they've trimmed it down to fit a certain time frame because you got to heavily, get a number of showings in the Sphere. It's very expensive, but they also enhanced a lot of it with AI, and I don't mind using AI to maybe clean up a picture and things like that. But what they've done is also expanded scenes out that weren't originally filmed or used in the actual movie because you got to figure. This was made for, the big screen. And then, for most of what we've seen growing up in our lives, if we've never seen the theater, is usually a 4:3. They've only got so much footage. And to be able to extend it around to make it to where it's not blurry, and it's not compressed or weird, they had to take this is what you've got, but then they expand it out and add characters in, or, you're seeing, the uncle in one of the scenes that he normally wasn't in, and they've digitally put him in there and stuff like that. So I think altering the story in a way that, is questionable does kind of skirt a line from what I've seen, they've done it well, but it does get very close to a line that we don't want to cross because the next thing you know, we're not going to see real actors in movies anymore. They're just going to do, the AI and all that stuff. So it's kind of iffy. If done well, I think AI can work, but I think in this case, I think they are just trying to capitalize on it. So
can I tell you what I don't mind?
What was that?
I don't mind stealing bread from the mouth of decadence. James Vick in the chat agreed. The animated movies are great. The DCEU is a complete dumpster fire. Yeah,
I love
Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is I don't want to say tragic, but they're just dumb. Like, they have so many properties that should be instant billion-dollar properties, or continuing to be billion-dollar properties, and they found a way to screw it up every time and not make money. Like, Disney finds a way to screw things up and still make money. Warner Brothers finds a way to screw it up and not make money. There's controversy going on around the Harry Potter. If they do the Harry Potter show right, it could be the biggest TV show in the world while it happens. It can be. It has the potential to doing that, because it's not just an American audience. It's not hoping that it sells overseas. It's like 700 million books sold from the whole entire franchise. The movies, world-renowned, beloved pieces of cinema.
Huge theme park president at Universal.
Yeah, the TV show should translate instantly to the rest of the world here. There's some problems. They were saying like, oh, it's going to be too close to the source material. It's going to be a lot of stuff here. And then they're saying, oh, well, we're not going to really be doing this. We're not going to be doing that. I'm cool with John Lithgow as being Dumbledore. I thought it was a little weird because they're very protective of the Harry Potter property. They had that whole thing where it has to be British cast, British shot, British everything, which was fine. But they brought him in, and some of the things that I saw online, how he looked, I'm like, he looks the part. Fine. He looks fine. He's a great actor, so I'm not worried about that. A lot of people have a problem with the Severus Snape casting. They're saying, well, he doesn't have to look like that, but if you're going against the source material, she lays it out. And then I think that's kind of why they backpedal with saying, well, it's not going to be actually to the source material anymore. So, I mean, that's one instance. I don't know that much about the books, that there's other things people are nitpicking that now all of a sudden are not going to be present in the TV series when they said they was going to be. So they have that thing. They had the movies that they scrapped for insurance claims. They fucked up The Flash. They fucked up a lot. What was the other thing that they screwed up?
Looney Tunes, the Tasmanian, the Wile E. Coyote versus.
They screwed that whole thing. Like, there's just a Peacemaker. They tanked it.
Season 2 sucked.
Yeah, like they just keep finding ways to make things more and more terrible.
Well, Eric, guess what?
What?
It's no longer Warner Brothers' problem. Because our first story is that Paramount Skydance is going to be acquiring Warner Brothers because Netflix bowed out. I stopped paying attention to this, so I don't fully know, but it just seemed, did Netflix get bullied out of this? I think so. So what happened is they're poised to take over Warner Brothers entirety after afternoon, which is today as we're doing the show. Netflix dropped out of the hunt despite having reached an agreement back in December to acquire most of Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix on Thursday afternoon formally declined to increase its offer for Warner Brothers Discovery after the Warner Brothers Discovery declared Paramount's Skydance's latest bid a superior proposal to the agreement that it had already made with Netflix. The decision by Netflix to walk away will certainly come as a shock to the industry because the streamer had 4 business days until Wednesday of next week to come up with a new proposal to salvage the deal. They just said, you know what? We're not going to do it. So they just said, we're out. We're done. We're not going to do it. Paramount's now going to get it.
Here, the last
I think it's pretty shitty. You already made the deal.
This was that Paramount and who's the new company that owns them? Skydance was bitching and complaining, saying our offer was worth more than the Netflix offer. Mm-hmm. But Warner Brothers was saying no, but the Netflix offer was more attractive for other things that they had than what Paramount was going to do. And if I remember correctly, like Skydance was trying to get the federal government involved. Saying it's like, we had a higher offer. They can't say no to me when we made a higher bid to go with a lower bid. Yes, you can. You do that with a house. Somebody could offer you, it's like, I can pay you, $100,000 more in cash only, but the guy's an asshole. And then you find this family that came in and they can meet your price, but they can't go an extra 100,000 higher. And you're like, I'd rather sell it to them than to that. That's not illegal. No. So the whole thing where they were trying to pull, it's like that whole Skydance deal with Paramount was shady to begin with. Mm-hmm. But then they're trying to say, oh, well, they're not taking our deal. The Netflix is doing it. And then they started I'm not defending Netflix, but somebody was starting the whole campaign that Netflix is going to close down movie theaters because of this, because they're not going to release movies into the theaters. And like all this shit was just building it. It was from the outside, it was a PR smear campaign, I guess.
Oh, 100%. And the guys who own Skydance Paramount now are the friends with Trump. And not to make it like political, I hate Trump or whatever. This is just they know him and they'll push for it. And even though he said he's going to stay out of it, I guarantee you if Netflix's deal was going to get to that finish line, they would have stepped in. They would have
Deported.
Exactly.
Yep.
They'd have deported everybody out of Netflix.
Yes.
So,
the Trump administration was just threatening to deport Netflix.
the entire board.
Yes. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. It was that one. It just bullying. I don't know some of the logistics of it, but from everything I remember that was out to the public, it just seemed like we made a bigger offer than Netflix, but they like the Netflix offer better. That they're not allowed to do that. They have to accept it. It's like, you don't have, if you're selling anything, you don't have to accept the offer from anybody.
Yeah.
I was not aware that Netflix had backed out. I will give a minor little piece of information. I may or may not have been talking with Netflix because they just bought the all of central New Jersey. And they bought a military base, an old fort and all this stuff. They're rebuilding towns all around it and everything. It's going fast. New infrastructure, new buildings, they're reworking New Jersey Transit to have express trains right to that area where Netflix is. No stop. You go from Manhattan to there to back. They're going to have those. Try pulling that off anywhere else.
Interesting.
Right? They're buying in big because New Jersey offered their laws with the tax credit that Georgia used to have.
Yeah, Georgia
changed.
Fucked that up.
That's why everyone fucking left Georgia or is leaving Georgia.
Yeah,
Jersey opened up the whole thing. It goes tax credits. There's stipulations that a certain percentage of the employee hiring has to be from local within the state. Yeah. So they can bring in whoever they want, but they have to, it's mandated they have to hire a certain amount of people from New Jersey to work there in order to get all these benefits and everything else. It's moving fast, but I found through connection to somebody else and I've been talking to them. So hopefully that would turn into something. I don't know, but kind
of cool.
Age, you got to hustle, right?
Well, why not? I think what's really interesting about this is that Paramount is going to pay the $2.8 billion termination fee. So it's early cancellation fee to Warner Brothers.
Aren't they spending like 70 something billion dollars or $80 billion for the offer?
$7 billion, increasing the share prices to $31 a share, which is why the board really wanted that to happen. And they have to pay the $2.8 billion termination fee to Netflix for Warner Brothers canceling the deal.
Where was I getting $70 billion from?
Oh, I don't know. But the good thing about it is Netflix's stock went up after they said they dropped out. So if you have Netflix stock, you're going to make a little bit more money.
Can you believe we're in a time where it seems like for a major corporation like that, $7 billion seems low?
Yeah. It's like, wow, you're really just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
If you look at on paper, you go, wow, $7 billion is a lot of fucking money. But when you're hearing these deals and they're acquiring $7 billion, that's all they bought it for? Yeah, billion with a B. I just had to do that to myself in my head and go, you don't realize how much money that is that you're almost poo-pooing at this point.
Right.
And shit talking the offer.
You can buy all of New Jersey for $7 billion.
I don't know. I mean, Paramount has nothing to offer. It looks like they're going to shelve. I mean, they already shot season 2 of Starfleet Academy, but because it was
it's not being very well received.
It's being they tried pulling the whole it's being review bomb because people didn't like it. No, a lot of people didn't like it. It also wasn't making the Nielsen ratings for streaming. Like it's not even in the top 10. It wasn't showing up, and there's other shows.
I was gonna watch more episodes. I watched the first 2 and I just got bored.
Dude, it got to a point where there's one character when he gets scared, he throws up glitter.
Is it the one that that went outside on the ship's hull in the first episode?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
So yeah, it just keeps getting worse and worse, and it's just a disaster. But anyway, because they shot both seasons back to back, so the second season is going to come out. But they were talking to some writer or one of the head writers for this series, and he was out, in an article shitting on social media, shitting on the Star Trek fans. The same thing we heard with Star Wars, same thing we heard with Doctor Who. If you're not real fans of this, if you're acting this way and you don't like it, if you don't like it, essentially what Doctor Who, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Never. I don't know why Hollywood adapted this. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Never. You're in the business of making money. You take everybody's money. Even if you don't like them, you don't agree with them, you smile, you bullshit a little friendly conversation as if you do have their points of view or their like-mindedness. You take their money, you shake their hands, and you mumble fuck yourself as they walk out the door. That's business. You don't sit there and go, I don't like you. We're not making gay cakes for you in Colorado. Get the hell out of our store. You can't do business like that. That's what they're doing. And he's like, if you don't like it, it's not, then don't watch it. It's not for you. Guess what? People aren't. People were watching it to hate watch it, to comment on it, make fun of it. Then it ran its course. By episode 4, it wasn't even being shown in the ratings anymore for streaming. That's not good.
Do we have any gay cakes? I'm starving.
I could go for a couple. Earl, we got any gay cakes back there? Yeah. Earl, surprisingly, that's the one thing that Earl has a plethora of. Doesn't have barbecue, doesn't have empanadas, doesn't have any of that stuff. But Earl's got a ton of gay cakes in the back for some reason. Star Trek is failing bad for Paramount. What else do they have other than you? I guess they got UFC.
The Mission Impossible stuff. I know that was supposedly
but they're not making those anymore.
They're talking about making another one.
All right.
Tom Cruise, I think, is done with regular movies. I think he just films these till he dies.
Because he's got ownership in it. He's the only one who can get that insurance approved because he's paying the insurance for himself for all of that stuff. Good. If you could build your career on a whole franchise, a lot of actors are like, I need to branch out and do other projects. I understand being typecasted, but if you're a proven money generator, ride that out for the rest of your life.
Right.
Well, I want to do more. Yeah. But also, like, you know what? I like having billions of dollars that I can come and go as I please. I don't have to worry about my future. My family doesn't have to worry about anything.
Generational wealth at that point.
Same page. I was just about to say, I just created generational wealth for my next like 3 or 4 offshoots down the line that they'll be taken care of. And if invested smartly, my family through history can live off the interest of this and never actually have to touch the money themselves. Wonder where I learned that from. So you have all of this stuff. Let him do it. If he wants to be, what's it? Ethan
Hunt.
If he wants to be known as Ethan Hunt for the rest of his life, good. Let Tom do it. But Paramount doesn't have enough. Their app it looks like you bought it.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it
the
looks
app
like you bought it on
slow.
Wix. Yeah, it's like, here's a cut and paste style and add your graphics to it. Now you have an app. Fantastic.
No, their best bet is to just rebrand the HBO Max, fold all their content into that existing platform and get rid of the platform that they own because it is cumbersome. It is slow. You can't search anything half the time.
I've become cumbersome to this world. All right. What else do we have?
Phil Spencer is retired. The CEO of Microsoft Gaming stepped down this last Friday, actually.
And the replacement, the heir apparent, I guess, within the company that was supposed to take over, quit.
I know. So Sarah Bond resigned from Xbox. Phil Spencer has been running Xbox for the past 12 years, credited for steadying the ship, saving the Xbox brand from closure during the Xbox One's life cycle. On top of that, he has seemingly been driving force behind some of the biggest changes of the gaming landscape, from the launch of Game Pass to the push of crossplay in major titles, and overseeing the biggest gaming acquisition of all time with Microsoft's deal to purchase Activision Blizzard. Spencer is going to be replaced by Asha Sharma, an executive who previously oversaw some of the firm's AI initiatives, has never actually played video games up until recently.
No.
And
this is another problem. So they're bringing in the guy who oversees their AI because it's obvious they're looking to push AI going forward, right? Remember they wasn't 360. It was Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the guy that they had leading the charge for Xbox One decided it was a better idea to pivot away from the console being about games and gamers. No, it's an entertainment destination. You can stream all your streaming shows. You can get Spotify on here. You can now get, before Discord was Discord, but you had these social media things that you could talk to people.
Skype, I think, got integrated into it.
Skype was on, because they
bought it at that point. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they had Skype. There was a Twitter interface in there too. You could use your Xbox to tweet. You could do everything here, but actually play the fucking games on it. And also they built in that camera thing.
Connect.
The Connect. Thank you. It was seeing you. It was hearing you. They said there were safeguards to turn it off. And then it was proven that wasn't the case. And then they had to make updates and changes because they got so much pushback and legality issues that they had to disconnect the Connect. That it's like, well, it doesn't need to be on in order to play the games. You don't need it on to do all of this other stuff. You still have to be connected to the internet to play everything. But you saw that was a massive blunder that they never recovered from because
that wasn't even the biggest issue with the Xbox One when they
it was.
No, back in 2013, they had an always online controversy. So basically saying that the plan was Microsoft would always do a daily internet check for console check-in to make sure that you had all the DRM, which was the digital rights management hooked into it, and that you'd have to be on. So you couldn't take your system to like on a vacation in the cabin. You know what I mean? Because if they had no internet, you couldn't play because it would lock you out. And that was the biggest backlash that I've ever seen. I was actually on the fence on whether or not I was going to buy the system if that was going to be the case. Yeah. And it would have been the first time that I just didn't want to get it because I suffered through the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death and all that stuff. I love the system, but it was just, there was issues. And when they announced that it had to be online only, I'm like, well, that solves my whether or not I'm going to get a PlayStation 4 versus this. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to put my money. And
I had the one, I bought it a year after it came out or something. I finally, my 360 died and I moved over to the one and ported everything over. But there'd be plenty of times I'd just be sitting there watching TV and I hear ding, the thing would beep and you'd hear it, the processing fan turn on or whatever. It's updating whatever. You hear it from the hard drive inside updating, and I do good impressions. And then it would turn off. And in the middle of the night, if you were sleeping on the couch or something, and that thing turned on, it scared the hell out of you. It's like, why? Yeah. Who's turning on the shit? It's a problem. But now this is the same thing now that they're going to be. I was reading something that, and it wasn't just like a blogger opinion, everything. It might have been IGN. It might have been one of like the associates that for like Brian Shea's company or whatever. They're predicting that because of this and the way that they're bringing in the AI guy, this could be marking, and they're not doing it as like, hype headlines, whatever. It wasn't even the headline. It was later this could spell the end for their consoles in general.
I mean, consoles have kind of been heading that direction. They've really got to pivot to do better.
But only PlayStation's been thriving with the consoles.
So Asha Sharma,
God bless you.
Thank you. I think her coming in, I don't think the AI thing is going to lead into something doom and gloom like everyone is thinking it's going to be. Sarah Bond is terrible. Sarah Bond resigning is going to be the best thing for Xbox. In fact, here I got the campaign that she did, basically saying anything is an Xbox with the whole, your TV is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. Internally, people hated that. She was not well regarded within Microsoft. And I think maybe Phil Spencer was the reason why she stayed. He kind of protected her and trying to really help.
Smack
him
her
gone.
Bit.
Yeah, just give her a good what for, and she got her
different
place.
Phil Spencer. Oh, that's Phil Spector.
That's Phil Spector.
I was confused.
Well, you really didn't shoot well with that one. So then, I think she's not going to be the problem. I think they have to dig themselves out of a hole. I think having fresh eyes coming in might be a good thing. Sarah Bond was just bad. Like, she just was not good. A lot of employees hated her. She was tough to work with. She built team structure that meant if you didn't follow her vision or questioned it, you were out. So like that's why there was so much turnover and people being laid off. I think she's just not where it needed to be. Phil Spencer was great. Like I liked him. I had no issues with him. It's going to be interesting to see the direction that they go. I don't think it's going to be the end of Xbox, but I think it's going to definitely change how they decide to move forward with how they market the cloud and how they do the next console, which again, right now looks like it's going to be more PC based, which eventually is just everything's just going to be a PC except for Switch.
Yeah. But the way they were putting this is that they're going to be, they could be going the way of Sega, where they were starting to realize that they just do more software instead of hardware. Yeah, they've fallen so far behind, or they've done so much damage to their own brand and whatever, that people just don't look. I always have been an Xbox person, but even Xbox people are like, I'm not getting an Xbox anymore. I just got rid of Game Pass because I didn't find the value in it. And look, 500. I had people write me about that too, by the way, where they're like, I don't understand. Why don't you just downgrade to a smaller thing? You still have access and stuff. I go, because I'm not seeing it worth it for me to keep this thing here when I've discovered by having to switch over to Steam, more stable. No Man's Sky, Sea of Thieves boot up a lot faster, and I have less glitching or anything than I did with the Xbox interface for all of that stuff. The console is probably on its last rights. You know, whatever they have in development might come out. Who knows? They could be doing sweeping changes, and they may scrap that too, and refocus on all these multi-million-dollar studios that they've been buying, and try to fix and work on those games. Now, I don't even know if that can honestly be a reasonable explanation to what's going on, because tell us the next story. No, just kidding. All right, let's just end it there.
That's it. We're done. Good night, everybody. Be excellent to each other. Sea of Thieves is scrapping most of its announced season 19. I know you've been looking forward. Well, I don't know if you've been looking forward to it. You've been talking about it for a while. So
I was not only pissed. People who were still defending the developers and stuff in the comments for their other videos and stuff were like, what the fuck? Now, like, they can't even defend this anymore.
Yeah, because
partners to their company, to Rare, that who are big streamers and everything, that put out content and specialized videos involving the game. They get access to special events and perks and all that stuff, are treading lightly, as they put it. But even they got to the point they're putting out videos like, I don't know what to say here. You know, I like the game. I know stuff. And he goes, but this is not season, level development. This is not season level content to push out for this thing. Most of what Sea of Thieves has this version called Insiders, where they let you beta test stuff privately for things they're looking to do in the future of the game. So you kind of know
part of it,
what it is. There was a bunch of stuff that was getting set to launch in a couple weeks for season 19. They just announced we're scrapping all of it. It's getting put into the back end here. We're going to be working more on some of these technical issues and improving gamer health. But lo and behold, you know what doesn't get cut and what doesn't have a problem getting out on time? All the Emporium stuff. It's like if you were playing Fortnite, everything got into the Fortnite store, but the game is still difficult to get into. I'm waiting for hours to try to get a match. That's what's happening here. You're losing all the new content, all this stuff. They would split the season up into 3 different acts for the last 2 seasons. So you would play for 6 weeks. And if you were playing the game regularly, I'm not even saying grinding, you could probably get stuff done in about 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Then what do you do for a month until the next act comes out? Nothing. So it's like how, like it worked for Stranger Things. 1 episode or 4 episodes here, 2 episodes here, 1 episode here, spacing it out. It worked. Doesn't work for video games like that. And they learn the hard way. And they do this shit all the time in the videos. You know, your response, we heard you, we understand, we are looking to they say it in somebody put a video out of all the videos going back several seasons where they say the same thing over and over and they do the exact opposite. So they're scrapping all the stuff that was coming in there. A couple of things are making it into the new season, but it's basically nothing is coming for the next season.
So they're reducing some of the content. They're not going to be delivering big, giant, sweeping plans. They're going to do more like bite-sized, rushed little things. Kraken update. The anticipated revamped Kraken encounter appears to have been canceled or heavily delayed.
Yep.
Orb of Souls. Initial plans for the war effort featuring the Orb of Souls has been scaled back. What to expect based off of the last things. They're still going to do the Bilge Ratch Weekender. It's a new monthly event taking over as primary time limit activity. The doubloon reset's still going to happen. Full reset of the doubloon currency is planned, with players encouraged to spend them on limited time items before the reset.
Yeah, they're fleshing out part of your bankroll that you spent all this time to save money on. It's like, oh, well, we're going to reset it every month. And then, it gives you a reason to go out there and earn more, to buy new things and that are going to be the incentive in the stores. You're going to want this, so you better get out there and play more to earn that money. Wow, really? I had thousands of dollars saved up in this one particular currency that I could have used, but you're going to wipe it out. They think by restricting stuff that you have and forcing them even harder, the grind aspect. Yeah. Like it's a survival game. Get in there, nose to the grindstone, constantly do every, scrape and save everything you can in order to get these brand new shiny things that we're going to put out each month. And they're going to go away at the end of the month. So you better hurry and get them now. People already left the game in droves. You can go on servers and for the most part, not see anybody the entire night. That's never happened. You're sailing around, you see nobody. And if you do happen to see somebody that has like their emissary flag, more than likely, they're just willing to sail past you. Nobody shoots at each other because they're out there doing something. You're trying to get achievements. Nobody fights anymore. Nobody does all that stuff. I'm not the big
Love Boat theme song.
I'm not that. I wish we recorded that.
Still one of my favorite encounters on that.
The guy buzzed our ship, not to attack us. He just buzzed us playing the Love Boat theme song through his talkback and sailed off. That was it. We laughed and laughed.
Like wave at us. He just we went by. We were laughing, and then that's it. That's the last we saw of him.
Yeah.
Fucking legend.
But anyway, it's this is going to be the downfall, even though from official reports saying they have a runway for future development for the next 5 years guaranteed by the company, even more than that down the line, possibly. But they have money and funding and a pathway to keep this game going for another 5 years. This is the 8th year anniversary of the game. And they have it for another 5, maybe even longer. But you're going to drastically pull all this stuff out and make it all like purchase stuff in the game. There's no other real game. That's not entirely true. There's not many games that are as big open world sandbox games like this, like Red Dead, like Grand Theft Auto, where you have stories you can do, you have achievements and things you can play, but you could also hop in there casually and just dick around for a while, play with other people, not even do anything serious. Hey, we're just going to go screw around and jump into volcanoes, or we're going to go and knock people's ship off into the dead zones and stuff. Having fun like that. There's not a lot of games to do that. I guess Ark Warriors is kind of the new one now you can do that with. But considering how many games are out there, they're not built that way. With the Unreal Engine, that kind of server space and development to go around and just essentially live your life in a virtual gaming world. And they're fucking this one up too. So who knows? They've had so many problems. I don't know how much longer this game has, especially this. They're not going to see a lot of people return. But that was another thing too. They're like, well, people are only coming back and then staying for 2 weeks for the new seasons. Then they leave. Yeah. Because then they have to wait another 6 weeks till the next part of the season.
Right.
So they're not going to sit here and play for 6 weeks. They want to find every way possible to keep you in the game, only play the game, got to grind in the game by making it more and more difficult for you. Well, there's more rules. You have to do this. If you want this stuff, you got to do it. No, I don't. I don't have to do that at all. And it shows people left in droves. So Sea of Thieves is in trouble. Xbox is in trouble. Microsoft is in trouble. The Bill Gates thing is another thing that's not helping the company right now.
Oh, what's up with that?
So we'll see what happens with Microsoft. Maybe Netflix will buy them. Who knows?
We'll see. They're going to have $2.8 billion extra money. We're hanging around.
Let's fly through the music stuff. What do we
Yep.
got?
We're going to end it with some music news. I want to keep it light. Metallica announced a 2026 residency at the Las Vegas Sphere. They're going to take over the Sphere in October to kind of extend their no repeat weekend performances. They're going to be doing unique shows on Thursdays and Saturdays in October 1st, 3rd, 15th, 17th, 22nd, and 24th and 29th, and Halloween night, which sounds interesting. No songs were repeated between the Thursday and Saturday set list. Tickets for the residency, which is titled Metallica Life Burns Faster, will go on sale to the general public on March 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific via Ticketmaster. That's a very small venue considering it's about 17,000 people. So expect those tickets to be very expensive. I'm going to look into it. I don't think I'm going. I would love to, but I don't know.
If they're smart, they do a concert movie and put it out on one of the streaming platforms down the line.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that though, because I've seen some of the footage from like No Doubt's residency and it's very visual. Like you got to have that view. You can't put that on television. You just can't. That's got to be something you experience. So I don't know. We'll see.
You can. You just can't say I don't know, or you'll get slimed.
Not with. Wouldn't that be funny? We just have that rigged up in here. It's my kids just holding a rope ready. Gnarls Barkley announced a final album called Atlanta. Shared their first new single in 18 years. I did not know they were still a thing. They're finally back. CeeLo Green and producer Danger Mouse, who I love Danger Mouse, has announced their third and final album, Atlanta, out next Friday, March 6th via 10K Projects, Atlanta Records. To build up anticipation, they have released the Soulful Pictures, which is the title of the first single, in 18 years. 13 tracks following their 2008 sophomore album, The Odd Couple. I can't believe it's been that long. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. I've never been a huge fan of CeeLo Green, but I love Danger Mouse. I loved all his work, so we'll see about that. But yeah, third final album after 18 years, out next Friday.
This is probably trying to do like a redemption tour for CeeLo, because remember
I've heard some stuff.
He had the felony drug conviction. Then he was posting on social media. I think he was making like grape jokes on social media, and then he wound up later down the line. He got was accused. Cleared of charges, I believe, but he was accused of some of those acts himself. You know, because he got dropped from the not The View, The Voice.
Oh, the Voice, yeah.
He got dropped from The Voice real quick. Any of the other projects he had, his solo stuff, all got scrapped. Everything got scrapped. No Gnarls Barkley, no nothing. Like he was gone for the longest time. So they might be hiding him behind the Gnarls Barkley. It's been 18 years, nostalgia kind of thing, to try to
detract from it or deflect,
reset, the whole thing. I don't know,
revamp his image.
I don't know how well that's gonna go, but
yeah, so we'll see.
All right,
another band doing an anniversary. Flyleaf announced a 20th anniversary tour with the original singer Lacey Sturm. They've announced their anniversary tour with Lacey. The July 2026 U.S. outing marks the band's first since reuniting with Sturm in 2023. Dates will run from July 8th in Atlanta through July 31st in Anaheim, California, with stops in Philadelphia, Chicago, Nashville, and Dallas, amongst other cities. General ticket sales start Friday, today, for most of us, because it's now past midnight for May. At 10 a.m. local time via Ticketmaster. Sturm had left the band in 2012 and was replaced by Kristen May. She reunited with Flyleaf for the inaugural Sick New World in 2023, and they've played numerous festivals since. I may actually go to this show as well. I don't know yet. I think depending on where they're playing here in Arizona, most likely it's going to be the outdoor arena. And if it's in July, it's going to suck. It's probably the reason
what were their
I'm
big songs?
I'm so sick. I'm so sick. You would know if you heard it.
Okay.
There's other songs, but I don't think those other songs really got a lot of radio play.
Gotcha.
So that would be their biggest hit, I would think. That people would recognize.
Over there, one of the festivals we did when our West Palm Beach station used to have big, massive concert of multiple bands and stuff, multiple stages and everything for South Florida. It was called the Buzz Bake Sale.
You've told me about this.
I think
the whole idea sounded great.
I want to see if Flyleaf is on the poster there.
Okay, yeah, it would depend depending on the years when she was a part of the thing, because Christy May.
Me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. Kristen May was okay. I didn't have a problem with her, but I definitely think Lacey Sturm was the better singer. I can't remember if Lacey was the one that went really religious for the longest time, and that's why she left the show. What was that? Oh, I can't hear him now. He's yelling in the background.
Well, I did have an idea. Otherwise, why would I have thought to go look at the poster?
You had an idea.
Yeah, but I went looked, and they're on the run. They're on the thing there. They signed it.
Nice, very cool.
Look at me. I'm special now.
You are special. And then we're going to end this with, I know people love their Flyleaf. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Real quick in the chat. Hi, Miss B. I was just streaming Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I know. She sent me an invite to play while we were doing the show. So I was like, I can't do that. I mean, I could, but it would be not good for the show. And the show would be longer than it already was. Remember when we tried to say we're going to keep it short and we didn't?
Yeah, I even made the joke like, oh, we're going to do a 4-hour show. It's going to be past midnight. You're like, no, we're going to keep, nope. Almost at 5 hours.
This stuff happens.
It's okay. We're going to end it here.
Please do.
With some punk news. Pennywise.
I was going to do the plugs. Go ahead.
Pennywise announces the 2026 West Coast U.S. tour with Circle Jerks. They announced the spring 2026 West Coast U.S. tour. They're bringing fellow punk veterans Circle Jerks, H2O, and DFL along for the ride. The outing kicks off May 8th in San Francisco, runs for 2-night stand May 17th and 18th.
Wasn't H2O a hardcore band?
No, I think they've always been punk.
Huh, okay.
The artist pre-sale is already underway using the code BROHIM. While the general on sale starts Friday, 10 a.m. local time via Ticketmaster. The dates come after a previously announced South American jaunt in March and out before the UK European shows in the summer. Their most recent album was 2018, Never Gonna Die. The band, which formed in 1988, still features founding members Jim Lindberg, Fletcher, Byron, and as well as longtime bassist Randy Bradbury. So some more punk. I love some punk because they've announced Punk in the Park and a lot of controversy behind that guy because apparently the company that puts out Punk in the Park has some ties to Epstein, which means nobody wants to go anymore. In fact, I think Dead Kennedys had to even put out a statement saying, look, we're already signed. We don't want to disappoint our fans. We're going to do this, but going forward, we may not work with them again. I'm just like,
and they're ballsy to say that when they're tied to the Kennedy assassination. Like, who are you to talk, my friend?
Who are you? So,
right.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. But Pennywise, I like Pennywise. I remember seeing him in San Diego
I like some Pennywise. Early Pennywise, I enjoy more. As they were getting out of the 90s, I stopped listening to them. So
yeah.
All right. That's
it.
Long enough. We need to get out of here and do the plugs. As always, Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
Xbox. I don't know why I said Xbox. We've been talking about Xbox all night long. You know what? Find me on Xbox or PlayStation at Jinx Ronan Long on X, Instagram, and YouTube. You can watch me play games on Twitch, Jinx Ronan 79. I'm going to go through the rest of all the Uncharted games, and then I'm just going to keep going because why not? I'm not doing anything else. If you have an Amazon subscription, you're already subscribing to it. You can go over to Twitch, use that Prime subscription to subscribe to our show. It's Eric Nagel over on Twitch. Get a free month Prime subscription. Helps the show out. Doesn't cost you anything extra. We'd love to have you.
All right.
That's it.
For me and the show and everything else involving this project, at It's Eric Nagel across the board on all the social media platforms. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, put us in the #1 position on the presets. If you're on Apple, Spotify, any other places that carry the show, podcasts, feed, whatever you want to call it, go to those platforms, leave us a positive review. It does help out the program and the algorithm and all of that stuff. If you're watching us live, you can do so each and every week in our YouTube and our Twitch rooms at It's Eric Nagel. Go over to the YouTube channel. That's the one we prefer. Twitch is welcome, but over on YouTube, you can get yourself a membership. You get bonus content. You get archives from the satellite years, the early iHeart years. Would You Kindly is all going up there, and I may have some more stuff that we can throw in down the line for the members to give you added value. We're not going to do the $30 a month at Xbox. You get access to 500 games. Yeah, but like 400 of them are games you don't really want to play to begin with. All right. So there's all of that stuff. And if you can't do that and you just want to watch the show whenever it's convenient for you, or best of clips and all of that stuff, YouTube is the place to be at. It's Eric Nagel. So with that being said, we do need to get out of here, Jordan. So until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
If you let them have me, I'm as good as dead. You know that.
I know.
Goodbye, old friend.
Goodbye, Eric.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.